Where the Force leads, I will follow.
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 Where I lead, they will follow.
Hey, y'all, and welcome back to Tales from the Table Studios. We're really excited to be here with another awesome episode of Path of the Fates. I'm here with my wonderful non-Jedi persons as we continue one side of this tale. As always, we're going to start with a quick reminder that we now have our fate points, destiny points up in the corner. They will be representative of how we start and how we finish. We're still working on figuring out the easiest way to keep them updated in real time, but for now, at least, that's what we have. Surprisingly, we're still balanced. We'll see how long that lasts. I don't expect it to be very long, but the longer that we do stay balanced, I wonder what'll happen if we end unbalanced. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But for now, hey, y'all. I'm Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I am the creative director for Tales from the Table Studios. I'm excited to be your tale slinger here. You can find me at the Lion Knight 42 on Twitter. I don't know why I called it X. I refuse to do that. On Twitter and everywhere else at It's Drake Lionheart or TTFT Studios, because that's where we do things. That's me, and I'm gonna throw it over to X.
Oh, well, that's who I am, actually. So, hello, everybody. Extell, you can find me at Extra the King on all socials. Trying to remember things. Oh, yeah, I'm playing Ronin Nil. That's who I am. Pronouns he, him for both me and Ronin. And I'm excited to do stuff.
Wild things.
yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Okay, I guess it's me. Hello, I'm Cassidy, aka Yoda Almighty. Unlike Yoda, I am not playing a Jedi today. I am playing Odias. She, they pronouns for both of us. Yeah, we're gonna have a totally normal time. We've done totally normal things thus far. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, totally normal. You still have that tongue in your bag, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, totally normal.
It's a snack for my baby Rancor.
Yeah, listen, normal is subjective. It's fine.
It's chewy.
I mean, look, it is a chew toy. It'll keep him occupied for a while. He tends to swallow things whole. You're trying to break him of that habit. It's bad.
Rancor digestive systems are impressive.
Almost on par with Sarlacc.
Yeah. Okay, so we last left off with the two of you procuring some things that you've been looking for quite some time off of a lovely professor. Although, unfortunately, as good as your favor was in obtaining it, his was equally not good. But we'll get more into that next week. Don't worry. For y'all, I think what we're going to do is we're going to move forward just a bit. We'll find out a little bit more about some of the chaos that you've caused here on Onderon in the coming weeks. But for now, I think we find the two of you returning to your ship. I'm going to double check. What was the name of the ship again?
Why do you do this to us?
Putting you on the spot.
We remembered and then we immediately forgot.
Yeah, I want everybody to know that I came up with the name of this ship a long time ago.
I mean, it can be Bessie.
It's
I was not Bessie.
The thing is, I thought it was Bertha. I thought I said Bertha last time.
No, you said I have not forgotten what you said. It was Bessie.
It was I believe it was the Event Horizon, I think.
Yes.
Listen, Ronin will call her many different names. Old girl, Bessie, Bertha, Sheila.
Sheila.
But she is and always will be truly the Event Horizon.
For now, till we get a new ship.
Damn, that's cold.
I mean, if we get a new ship, we can just put this ship in that ship.
Yes, shipception.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, as the two of you return, it's easy enough to make sure you have all your credentials in order. All of that was taken care of. However, there is a moment before you get on where Sixer approaches you and gives you sort of the rundown of cost for external repairs. You are welcome to either pay that as you would as you probably can, or if you have alternative methods of resolution, you are welcome to do that as well.
How much were the repairs?
I think all in all, it came out to about 800 cred.
Okay, I'll give it to him.
Cool. Yeah, and there's
a lot of money.
I wonder why. But you do
500 on me. It's okay.
I have 3350. That is now 800 lighter.
Nice. Yeah, and it's easy enough for you to you pay it off and are wished good tidings, told that everything is cleared. You make it back onto your ship. As you do, once again, you feel Odias, that burning sensation running through you. It's becoming very clear as it sort of is more severe than the last time, that it's only going to be so much longer that you can hold off on an audience with your friend.
Yeah.
Your guide, let's say.
As soon as we're on the ship, I'm like, no, just stop it.
You still piping up?
Going to have a new scar on my hip. It's fine.
Soon.
I will take the little thing out and just toss it onto a table, like lightly catching it with the force so it doesn't shatter, but like just making it very clear that I could.
Sure. And I think, so this is the first time that our audience is seeing this. So as you remove it from your hip, what is seen is this small triangle, or pyramid rather. This small pyramid, a bit larger than the size of your hand. It is dirty and cracked and broken, but under that you can still see grooves of gold and silver and blackened metal, some of which has rusted and rotted away and is now jagged in places. And as it stops just an inch above the table, it shakes a bit, and there is a faint red glow in the center of one of the sort of glass windows that would otherwise allow for perhaps vision into the center. However, you know very well, you both know that even trying to peer in there, all you see is rolling blackness. And there's just that faint glimmer of red, and then it fades out again. As it hits the table, there is this hissing sound, almost like wood burning. You can smell wood burning just for a moment, and you can see the bits of metal that make up the table itself that it sat on sort of reddening as though they are being superheated before it fades, leaving behind the faint smell of charcoal and ash.
So dramatic.
It's just a terrible little shit is what he is. don't care if he can hear me.
Yeah. Question: How long, until? How long will this trip take to get to the moon?
Well, once you've put everything in, it looks like it's probably only going to take about an hour and a half, maybe two at most. It's not a very long trip, especially if you're moving at optimal speeds and with the information that you have on how to avoid any of the obvious hazards. Shouldn't be long at all.
Do you want to talk to him, or do you want to get us on the way and I will listen?
We can talk to him together. I'll put him on autopilot for a bit. Shouldn't run into too much trouble just yet. We'll have to sit back down probably, but not now.
All right. I will flick the lock on Maury's kennel open and just toss the tongue out of my bag towards him.
When you toss the tongue out, there is a moment where you hear the rattling as the front of the kennel sort of falls forward. The tongue hits the ground with this still sort of wet splat, and then you hear a gleeful squeal from Maury as he comes scampering out, using his tiny arms to sort of gallop forward. And as he gets to the tongue, he almost crashes into the ground, grabbing it. His whole body sort of rolls, and he lands in a seated position with it already in his mouth, and he's like tugging at it. He can't really get it apart yet, but he's ripping and tearing at it, and you just hear little like sounds.
Such a good boy.
And he is just so happy.
I'm glad. He's my child. He's a good boy.
So
Flip a couple switches. All right, we should be good. Oh, hey, little buddy, pet.
So you go to pet him, and roll me a percentile die. We're gonna find out something right now.
He knows better than to bite.
Die?
Oh no, he's not gonna bite. It's fine.
Lovely. Okay, one sec while I pull up.
Yeah, no.
I pull up a percentile die to roll.
There is on the roller we're using. If you go to the 100, you can roll that, and that'll.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Just roll the 100. Roll one of them. Roll 20.
20. Awesome. Yeah, you reach down to like pet him, and he looks up and drops the tongue and like grabs at your hand. And then he like closes his mouth on your hand, sort of in the way a cat does, where you can feel the teeth is sort of pressing down on it, but it's not aggressive or violent in any way. And he's just like gently gnawing at your hand.
Maury, not food. You know better. Get your treat.
And he like opens his mouth, and there is just globules of Rancor drool just dripping from. Is this the gloved hand or the ungloved hand? Because if I remember correctly, there was one of each, right?
Yeah. This is the ungloved hand.
Awesome. Yeah, just
I gave Maury raw hand.
yeah, just slick with just dripping globules of Rancor drool. It
is trying not to laugh and just tosses a rag.
It's thick and a little bit stinky.
As long as he doesn't take a bite, it's fine.
I'm working on it. He doesn't nibble anymore.
It's so thick.
Do you? No. It is too easy.
What?
And then there's a clattering sound as Maury sort of like rams into one of the walls, tackling the tongue.
Maury, downstairs. Go. Go.
How fast does this thing grow?
We're going to need a new ship in the next cycle.
Either we gotta make a lot of money or kill a bunch of people.
Yes.
All right. Let's see what the old mentor has to say.
So,
I will twist.
absolutely. So you go to touch it, and you, as you get close, you can feel the residual heat coming off of it, and you can see the air around it sort of warped in like that, the way that it is when it's around like sweltering heat. But when you touch it, it's completely cool to your touch. And you turn the top, and that red light pulses again and becomes brighter. And then you can smell more of that ash and rust and dirt. And then the light brightens and projects. And despite it being a red light pulsing out of this thing, the projection itself is in that very classic sort of old bluish, like CRT TV sort of scrambled. And again, this isn't new to you. Y'all have seen this before, but so sorry, excuse me. I muted and then immediately unmuted, and I don't know why. I apologize for that. Anyway, okay. So, and left in this projection is this warped, crackling, semi-displaced figure. Tall, broad-shouldered, bald, with just this blackness almost weeping from his eyes when they're there. And because very often the image flickers and breaks, and part of it just lags or fades entirely. But when the eyes are there, these glowing yellow eyes that cut through the blue that the rest of this is, he looks at the two of you, head turning in this jerking, glitching fashion, and the eyes watch and they burn. Something in you, not your flesh, but something in you is hot. Why do you delay?
Last I checked, we were right on schedule, I think.
If we do not wish to be detained and delayed, we work on our schedule, not the schedule of a dead man.
You would do well to remember. Without me, you would be and will be pale imitations of your potential.
You would do well to remember that without us, you would still be stuck in a dead temple, corroding with time. You need us. Get over it.
All that aside, we found the next piece. We're on our way to our next destination.
Good.
Everything's going smoothly.
To the demon moon, then.
Tell us about the demon moon.
You will find what you need when you arrive.
And what should we expect to stop us along the way?
Death. Be stronger than it. If I must hold your hand through these trials, then you are not worth the victory.
Has he been holding our hand, Ronan? I don't think he has.
Last I checked, I couldn't remember. I don't know. Last time, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, I don't think you were there in
No.
that. Yeah, no. So I'd say we're plenty worthy. But the truth is that, quite honestly, I don't think it's the best to go into a situation without knowing all the cards that are being dealt to you.
Hmm.
So if you have any information, or if you don't, you could just say that instead of being all cryptic and weird.
I sincerely hope that by the end of your journey, or if you are to complete it, you come to properly respect and appreciate what lies before you. Now, you continue to act as though you know better, as though you are better. But it is my line that has brought you to this point. It is my teachings that have allowed you this opportunity. And it is my guidance that will offer you the opportunity for the power that you seek.
Last I checked, you were dead. We're not.
You will learn soon. Death is far from an ending.
I seek lies in the realm of the living. Death is
What
no
I seek.
consequence to me.
And what I seek, I can find on either side of death, so.
There's a moment as the holocron's projection grows silent, where you both can feel heat closing in on you. You can smell burning cinders and ash. You can feel it sweltering against your skin. And you can see flames moving in his yellowed orange eyes. And then he flickers out and is gone. But as he does vanish, burned into the table that the holocron is sat on is a series of symbols interlocking, interlapping with each other. This is not something that's ever been done before to your experience. And the light flickers and fades.
What are the symbols?
Well, that's a very good question. I think I'm going to say, let's look at this. Looking at your sheet, I don't think, no. Looking at your sheet, I confidently can tell you, you have no idea.
Even with my doot in lore?
Even with your doot in lore. In fact, I would go as far as to point out that it is very strange that there are symbols from something like this that look so alien to you. they don't look like any language you've ever encountered or anything else, at least not immediately.
I think Odias has a notebook and she gets it out and sketches the symbols in. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking.
That's right. It's just Maury making strange sounds downstairs.
Maury making strange
deal.
noises. I will point at the symbols. We need an ancient protocol droid who knows these languages. I cryptic little shit. And I just like say that directly at the little pyramid.
You say that, and I have to check your sheet real quick. Yeah, I think so. Give me a moment.
Oh, I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna love this so much.
We're
rebellious.
Can you guys hear her barking?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So, just to double check, can you still hear me, Kez? Awesome, wonderful.
I was just checking out the window.
Yeah, no worries. Everything okay?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Great.
She's barking at nothing.
Nice. Listen, it's nice to be able to live that life sometime.
You know?
So
it's
So you say that, and then almost immediately you feel fire coursing through your bones, burning you from the inside, searing you. I need you to take one strain.
I hate him. I hate him. Going to eat his power. Okay.
And then
so simple,
very
nothing
slowly
about.
it fades. Sorry, what was that?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying very slowly it just sort of fades from you. It takes its time. It lingers. The last wisps of heat.
Ronin, I think you very clearly see that she's in pain, but because it's her, she doesn't ever acknowledge pain. So.
And out of respect, Ronin doesn't say anything about it.
Bestie.
So a symbol we know nothing about to a place that we
actually
know very little about.
Ronin.
Oh.
You looking at the symbol, you do kind of get an idea of what this is. This is a very old, very incomplete astronavigation chart.
This is a map.
A map.
Map of the stars.
You know where?
Do I?
Well, it is only part of one. I'll let you try. However, this is going to be very difficult. We're going to say this is going to be 5 purple dice. This is you're trying to read maybe like a quarter of a map. I'm also actually going to ask that you spend a destiny point for this to attempt it. Because
all right, will do.
Yeah, you are welcome not to if you don't want to, but if you would like
it'll
to
help, I would gladly do it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm rolling 5 purple dice.
You're rolling 5 purple dice, and you're gonna tell us how you are using the dark side of the Force to aid you in this.
So, all right, just to make sure.
Mhm.
What I'm doing is I'm trying to guesstimate what the map is saying. Correct?
I believe so. Yeah, right. That's what you're attempting.
Yeah. So what I will, the way I'm using the Force. Oh, hello. What is this? Oh, God.
Oh
Oh
no!
no!
Oh
Oh shit!
Oh,
We're having a
no.
good time.
Oh dear!
All those good rolls from 2 weeks ago down the
Down
toilet.
drain.
A real
Oh,
good
Alright,
time
so
here.
here's the thing. I'll finish saying what I was saying, and then I'll say what I got.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure you already saw what I got, but still. What I'm doing with the Force is I'm using it to. I'm trying to make the Force show me some of, if not all of the way, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or to give me hints about this map. And that's how I'm doing it. You would see, Oda, you would see Ronin sort of staring at it, and you would see this vein pop up on his forehead, real intense. Like he's very intensely doing something with the Force. You can feel it. What I rolled was so
actually,
the audience knows.
Hang on 1 second. Okay, so I noticed you only rolled the purple dice. You also have to roll. You also roll your astrogation.
We can redeem this.
Yes, there's still a chance. There's hope. So that is your int is 2, so you'll roll 2 green. You'll add 2 green to this.
Roll good. Roll so good.
2 green. We're coming here. It's fine. I got 1 advantage.
So that will cancel one of your threats. The rest of the die rolls to end.
So that's 3 failure and 3 threat then.
Correct.
Yeah, we in trouble.
That is 3 failure and 3 threat.
Don't worry, we'll be just fine, chat. It'll be great.
We're gonna be so good. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, take a sip. Thank you for our hydrate. Wonderful. So, Ronin, you focus on this and you reach into the Force, demanding its service. And for a moment, you can feel its threads winding around you. And you tug. But it's like pulling on a 1,000-ton brick. And then it pulls back. You can feel yourself being dragged, not physically, but your focus being pulled away. The symbols fade as everything around you does, and you find yourself barreling through darkness. No, there are specks of light flying past you, and you realize after a moment that you are being pulled through space. Ahead of you, you can see the shadowed outlines of a planet, a moon. The moon you're heading towards, Duxon. And as you hurtle towards the atmosphere, you can feel the heat prickling at you, the shadows consuming you, and in them is a face. Not one you've ever seen before, but somehow still familiar. And as you barrel towards it, the mouth opens and you fall in. Your ears are filled with shrieks of horror and pain and terror, and you feel it under your skin, crawling, trying to get free, screaming out in fear, and a voice just behind you, almost whispering against your neck. In my time, not yours. My time. And then you are snapped out of it by the warning knell as the Event Horizon's alarms shriek. Something has destabilized the ship.
Ronin?
What do you do?
Yeah.
I can't pilot for shit. Let's go.
So sorry. That was. Yeah.
I will put a hand on your face and look at you, though.
His eyes, like he's looking at you, but he's almost looking through you. If that makes sense, that he's not entirely there at the moment. He's slowly coming back, but he's not there fully right now.
Pat him on the cheek. Ours. Our power, not his. Yes.
Okay. And I'll head over to the cockpit and try to figure out what's going on.
And I will be assisting in all of this.
Excellent. Love it. Okay, so here's what's happening. You sit down at the cockpit and you look at your screen, and it seems like your sensors have picked up some kind of tractor beam that you are caught in. However, there are no ships surrounding you, at least according to your radar or your view screens. There is no tech that has been scanned on this moon that makes that make sense. And your scans cannot pinpoint a source, but something is clearly dragging you out of atmosphere down to its surface. And it is not where your coordinates were set for. Quite a ways off, in fact.
We're being pulled
Professor said
somewhere.
defenses, yes? Things to shoot down incoming ships?
Yeah, but I didn't think they were this bad. People don't live here, do they? And
Demons live here. Monsters come from the sky.
I'm gonna try
Tell
to
me
pull
what you
us out
needed
of
to
it.
do. Yeah.
Buckle up and do what I tell you to when I need you to do what I tell you to do it. Yeah.
I've got it.
And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get us out of this, whatever this is.
Love it. Okay. We're going to do another hard one. Less hard this time. So you're going to make me a space piloting check with 4 difficulty dice. And, unfortunately, 1 setback die. That's the black one.
How do I help?
Right,
how?
yes. You are assisting. I will just flat out let you add... You know what? You can add one of the light blue dice as well. I forget offhand if they cancel each other out. It's fine. We're running with it. So you'll add 1 black, 1 light blue, and then 4 purple to your roll.
Jesus.
Lovely.
I will mention that if you want, you can flip a destiny point. So you've already flipped 1, but you could flip another one if you wanted to in order to upgrade one of your green dice.
I will not.
Okay.
And here's why.
Yeah,
I feel like we may need it for later.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So
You
I'm
still
not
have
do
3
that this time.
But I respect that. Yeah.
However, let me double check something here on a thingy. Sorry, I gotta go to the. Excuse me, everybody, while I do check the rule book for something here.
Yeah, these sheets are chonky and crunchy.
Yeah.
Lots of text to read.
Yeah. In the meantime, as you are looking for the right buttons to initiate your sequence, it is getting real bumpy. As you're being pulled forward, you are crashing into bits of debris Some is just like rocky, like chunks of things that may have passed by and gotten sucked into the gravity field. Some are what are clearly pieces of ships, not whole ships, just pieces that you keep sort of smashing into as you are continued to be pulled down towards this dark, blackened surface.
Can I do something a little silly? Wow.
You can always do things. I don't know how well they'll
Can
work,
I?
but you can always do them.
Can I grab onto a pretty significant piece of meteor or ship or whatever and use it to clear the path before us? Because gravity.
I don't hate that. I think that's a really cool idea.
I'm gonna bind it to the front of the ship so it kind of clear, like,
Oh,
to
so you want to make
path.
kind of like a... I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. You're going to have to make me a force roll.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to ask you to flip a point, because this is a big move. Assuming you don't have all of the magnitudes. I mean, if you do...
So I have through the second tier.
Ooh, okay. Give me half.
I have a magnitude. Okay, I have a range of 2, mag of 2, strength of 2. It won't last very long. My duration is only a 1, but
duration's a 1, but you have 2 range. You said 2 magnitude, right? Mm-hmm. And okay, cool. I will. Yeah. All right. Since this is going to require a handful of points anyway, yeah, you don't have to flip anything, but you will need to spend 1 on the base power, and you will need to spend, you will probably have to, because you have to spend 2 for the magnitude, right? Magnitude is spend 2. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'll say: you'll need to spend at least 3 in total. One of those can be a destiny point, but we'll see what you roll.
I'm gonna be real honest.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be rolling right now.
Not a problem. What's your force rating?
2.
So you will roll 2 force dice. That's the white die.
The white die.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Let's see what you get.
I'm also ready to roll my roll. The thing I wanted to do didn't work.
Excellent.
Well, it doesn't work in this moment, at least.
So give me 1 moment, Ronin. We'll get to it. I want to resolve those. So, Odias, you need all 3 of those. But 2 of them are light. You have a choice. You can either use 2 light and 1 dark, or you can use 1 dark, 1 light, and flip a dark destiny point. Or
flip a dark destiny point 2 light.
Yes.
No, I use them as is.
You're going to use the ones you have?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Describe to me in what way you are wielding the dark side of the Force to make this work, and then we will talk about what else happens.
I think when she sees Ronin going into pilot mode and doing everything that Ronin does to keep the ship moving, she just instinctually brings up her hand and pulls on a piece of ship and drags it in front to use as kind of like kangaroo or moose bars, on the front of your truck. And everything about her just, this is what she was trained to do. Force magics were beyond her, but she could bind things to her will. And so she just reaches out and drags it and is holding. And I think her fist is just shaking.
I'm so glad you used the word trained.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing.
So you reach out and you grab this and you pull it towards you. And you feel something tugging back at first, but you rip it free, refusing to allow anything to get in your way. And it does begin to shift. And then you feel an impossibly iron grip around your wrist, dragging you forward. And you hear from all around you echoing, "Child, you think you can command anything in my presence." And what I need from you is, in this moment, almost reflexively, you tap into the light side of the Force.
Mm-hmm.
I need from you a moment from your past where you felt truly safe.
Back on Dalna. Her mother would have just left, and it would have been her sisters, Azani, and then the younger two, all of them playing, and John Sorn calling them in for dinner. And she didn't ever want to come in, but he would convince her. And he would always just put a hand on the back of her neck, not in a controlling way, but in a comforting way, and say, "Little one, you can control everything except the Force. Let it flow. Now come in for dinner." And she never understood that moment, but she felt safe in that moment.
I love that.
And for it to come back now, bastard, knew what he was doing.
There is a just moment of calm and peace within you that you can't remember the last time you felt. It's so different from the demands, from the rage, from the anger that fuel you so often. For a moment, it is almost like you can breathe unimpeded. Fresh, lush, reinvigorating air. You'd forgotten how good it felt. Or maybe you'd convince yourself it hadn't felt that good. Who knows? But in that moment, the grip on your wrist cracks and breaks, falling away from you. And as the voice fades, you hear one final whisper. Pathetic. And it's gone.
Yes, you are. And
that big old hunk of metal slaps itself on the front of the event horizon. Ronin, you will roll with 2 of the light blue boost dice, not 1.
Wonderful. Much appreciated. All right, we're rolling it.
A lot of dice.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So what did we get?
We got a success and 3 threat.
I love it. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. No, that's what we got.
Why don't you describe what it looks like? What is it is that we see Ronin doing? And then I'll tell you where it goes wrong.
I think part of it is because he's still not fully mentally back at 100% from that experience he had. Mm-hmm. He's still sort of reeling from it, but he's trying his best to get himself back there, and he's doing all the things that he knows how to do about flying and piloting a ship. And he's pressing buttons. He's trying to turn the wheel to wrench them free from whatever's pulling on them. And I just think that he is not fully aware of how little it's doing.
So I think I'm gonna make one adjustment. What you're doing is working pretty well. You are, especially with the support, managing to stabilize, if not redirect yourself. And for a moment, though you are not back on the correct path, you are stable and steady. And the big chunk of ship ahead of you is doing quite a bit of work to allow you the time you need to find the best way forward. And then you see an opening, a moment where perhaps you can create enough momentum to cut out of whatever is pulling you in here to get you back on track. Do you take it?
Yeah,
Excellent.
immediately.
Great. And you cut off, and as you do, from seemingly out of nowhere, a giant chunk of stone slams into the side of the event horizon. More warning alarms go off. Nothing is severely damaged. But one of your engines flickers as it falls to about 15% function, losing you the ability to pull out of this, whatever it is that's dragging you to the surface. You won't crash, at least not as you are now, but it's going to be very difficult to get out of this again.
What do I need to do? Ronin?
Shit. Fuck. Okay.
What do I need to do? Tell me.
I got an idea.
Uh-huh.
We shut everything off.
Why?
Because we're getting pulled down whether we like it or not. And the engine's failing. It's at 15% capacity. If we want to save it, I need to turn it off now. Otherwise, it'll do more damage to it.
Okay.
I'll leave life support systems on, but I'll turn off lights and everything else.
Okay. Do it.
Shutting down. Hit that button for me.
I hit the button as I'm calling down to Mori. Mori, Kennel!
Goes running back to the kennel.
And he knows how to, like, put himself in and lock it.
Yeah.
like he could conceivably let himself out at any time. He just knows he's not supposed to.
Yeah. Heck yeah. All right.
I reach up and pull a lever and everything, the lights, everything turns off. Except for life support.
All that's left is that thrumming as the energy pulses through the ship, keeping oxygen flowing. And the ship continues its steady descent. It's only a few minutes before it touches down, and it is gentle. Whether or not you turn the power back on, the event horizon goes through all of its landing protocols, settling properly. Ramp extends. Around you, from inside the ship, you see browned grass, and ahead of you what looks like the ancient remains of something. Jagged metal spires and arches that have long since rusted, rotted, and collapsed. Vines entwined through everything. Trees that have grown almost too high to see the tops of. And everything here is dark. The sun does not cut through.
I'll stand up and walk towards where my sword is and slip it on my back. I guess we're here. Not where we want it to be, but here, nonetheless.
And we leave him.
I doubt he'll let us.
I'll carry him. I don't need your vision clouded.
It's clouded already.
Yeah.
Been thinking.
Hmm?
The vision I saw of the Jedi. We'll talk about it later.
All right.
But everything seems to be going wrong since then.
Told you they're coming.
I use sense. I'm gonna step out of the ship. With my hand on my sword. But I will activate sense to see if I can sense people.
Before you do,
Oh.
the moment you step off the ship, just to clarify, Odias, are you also stepping off the ship in this moment, or is Ronin taking point and being the first one?
I think she would check on Maury, tell him to stay in his kennel, but keep watch on the ship. He knows what to do. If anybody other than us gets on here, we need to eat them. But then she's like very quickly right behind him, lightsaber also drawn but not turned on yet.
Wonderful. So that's yes.
And also just as a note, because we would know this about each other. This would be a thing. If we do run into people here, this would definitely be one of those situations where Ronin wants to be called by his other name.
Got it.
Yeah.
You step out, and the moment you step off your ship and out of the closed life support environment, you are buffeted by the smell of rot and wet and humid, damp, heavy air that you have to struggle to breathe in. And when you do, it's just more decay. But that's not the heaviest thing. The heaviest thing is the dark side. The dark essence that you walk into is thick here, thicker than the air. It is like a syrup almost that fills you, that you have to push your way through. It is imposing and demanding and crushing. But with it is an offer. Do you lean into this darkness? Do you let it be one with you? Or do you push away?
I don't think Ronin pushes it away.
Odias leans in.
Wonderful. We're gonna flip 2 light side destiny points over to dark.
Yes.
And you feel powerful, confident, hungry, hateful. Whatever brought you here, whatever refused to permit you autonomy, control, there's a fire burning in you towards it, and this fuels it. Now, Ronin, what were you doing?
Using sense, try to
What?
see if there's any. I guess how big is the space
Oh,
actually?
it is massive
Like
and sprawling out ahead of you.
if if it is that big, I don't think I'll use sense. They're gonna use it for a short range. um, but if I don't see anybody, especially if I don't see anybody around, then I won't use it.
Yeah.
Um, but my hand is still on my sword. Um, and I think at this point I do pull it out. And again, it's this long, um, almost katana-like blade. That again is very like on some parts where there should be sword, there is nothing, and like there's a large indent on the blade side, on the sharp edge. Um, where just at the very top there is a blade, and then it cuts away, and then toward the very bottom there is more blade, but that's about it.
Excellent. And as the two of you lean into this darkness, it feels significantly easier to move, to breathe, to act. You still smell that rot. The air is still damp and thick, but it doesn't bother you. In fact, it's welcoming, inviting. It coaxes you onwards and reminds you of your rage, of why you should hate this place and this moment where you did not want to be. This inconvenience, if nothing else. But beyond it, ahead of you, massive collapsed structures that perhaps once, years ago, decades, centuries, were buildings of some sort, now lies a forgotten monument to something.
What was that last word?
To something.
Do you feel it, Bellator?
Yeah, powerful.
And it isn't him.
What could it be?
Let's go find out.
Up to you, Dice.
And she will stride out into whatever awaits.
You take your first steps out into this series of ruins. And as you do, the ground squishes beneath your boots, Odias. But every step seems to beckon you further ahead. You can see scraps of metal shining through the tangled vines that encase all of these collapsed structures. You can see bits of rotted bone shards just scattered across the grounds. And the further in you go, the more you notice these intricate sort of metalworked patterns that are now filled with rust, cracked, caked, or broken. And there is an eerie silence beyond it. You do not hear birds, you do not hear scurrying. The only sounds are the wet squishing of your boots against the ground and your breath. Ronin, you can't pinpoint it, but something here feels familiar. Not familiar. Something here feels comfortable. Not just the comfort that you're getting from your rage, not just the empowerment that you feel accepting the darkness of this place, but Something about it feels right. Like you belong here. Even though it wasn't your initial destination.
What?
This place, it just feels familiar.
Oh,
Like I'm supposed to be here.
is it telling you to go anywhere specific?
Is it?
No.
No, just here feels right. Not necessarily the spot, I guess, but just the place in general.
Well, considering our very warm welcome, maybe we have competing interests here.
I prefer everything to go smoother, but
It's us.
Ronin, you spot movement from the corner of your eye. Some figure running between two of these collapsed metal structures. By the time you go to look, there's nothing there. They're gone.
the first instance of me seeing it, the first I see its lightsaber is on. So you would see my sword, in the space where the metal seems like it's just gone. There's like almost like a flicker, like when a lighter, the sparks off of it, um, and that almost essentially ignites the blade itself, and it hums with the intense heat from a lightsaber as normal. And it looks like a normal lightsaber, except now where the other lightsaber Ronin had was purple, this is black.
And as soon as Ronan draws his blade, Odias has already had her lightsaber out, but she doesn't ignite hers immediately. She just turns to look at where he is paying attention to.
Nothing.
Can't hear you.
And you see nothing. No movement. No enemy. No opposition. Just ruins.
Gone in.
I saw something. Someone.
Okay. Let's keep going. The coordinates are... How far away are the actual coordinates we were supposed to be going to?
Oh, it's gonna be probably about half a day's walk.
We have some time. Let's keep going.
Right. Shut off the lightsaber part of my sword, and it turns back to a normal sword. I still have it out. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
I just feel a little jumpy right now. Could be from that thing that happened on the ship.
I heard the voice. You did too?
Yeah.
Ronin, you hear blaster fire in the distance. 3 shots. One after the other after the other.
Did you hear that?
No.
Go towards it.
I also follow, but I am keeping eyes up, ears peeled. He is more sensitive with the Force than I am.
As you move forward, you, Ronin, see movement again a few times. running between these ruins. The final time, the third time you see this, though, you catch a glimpse. It is a humanoid figure wearing a full suit of armor, silver and blue and red, with a very distinctive helmet. And on their armor, a crest that you recognize. It's the same as a trinket you have.
Who are you?
And it's gone. They run off.
Ronin, there's no one there.
Is the figure still standing there for me?
No, they run off behind into one of the ruins.
Chase. There's someone there.
Ronin, no.
Do you stop?
Yeah. And I think I stop and I turn and I say, Odai, this is. I think this feels like it's leading me somewhere. The Force is trying to tell me something.
The Force, or whoever is in power here. I don't need Ronin today. I need Bellator. Let us go.
You don't understand.
I understand.
He had my father's crest.
Bellator. The likelihood of your father being on this tiny little demon moon. It's a trap meant to lure you in. Let us go where we were meant to go. Do you trust me?
Implicitly.
Then we go. If I see anything, I tell you. You see things, you tell me. This is how we operate.
All right.
Ghosts
No.
of the past may influence, but not control us.
All right. And then sheath his sword. Let's go.
Let's go.
And as you continue forward, after about 3 or 4 minutes of walking, Ronan, you notice barely buried under some rubble, tangled up in vines, what looks like the same sort of helmet that was on the figure you saw earlier. A thin pointed line going up to a crossbar for sort of a T shape with a sleek domed top and a bit of a what looks like some kind of either antenna or targeting system poking from above.
Question.
Yeah.
OC. We talked about how Ronan knows where his lineage comes from.
Yeah.
Do you think does he know what this helmet is?
I think he would, yeah.
You see that too, that helmet.
Right.
Oh, you do. It is tarnished and dirty, but unbroken and undamaged.
I see it. Let me take it. I will walk up and pull it free.
Sure. You walk up and you reach out. I assume with the force. Is that what? Or are you walking up and physically?
I physically pick it up.
Ooh.
I don't trust the force to do what I want right now if it's fucking with Ronin.
That's fair. All right. So then, you walk over and you kneel down to grab it. And the moment your hands touch it, it shakes, as does the rubble, as do the vines. And there is an explosion of metal shrapnel flying out over you as it, the stone around it, and the rooted greenery rises. A clawed, semi-bone, semi-vine-wrapped claw dragging this massive 15, 20-foot beast from the ground. On it are bits of rotted flesh and ensnared greenery where bone might be, claws sharpened, some of metal, some of stone, faceless, mouthless, hulking bipedal form. And I'm going to need the two of you to roll me a vigilance check. Simple, no difficulty, as we find ourselves in initiative. This thing looming over you as you went to touch it, and you realize the helmet itself is still connected to some semblance of a body, one of the many corpses that seem to be enmeshed in this thing's physical form.
Okay, remind me one more time. If I have I get a career dupe for vigilance.
Mm-hmm.
So that second green dot on my sheet is actually the yellow dice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a hexagon, whereas the yellow dice on the roller is a pentagon. Just
yeah,
checking.
yeah. But yeah, it's the same. It's the same one.
Whoa.
Nice. Nice. So nice.
Really nice. Oh,
like, damn.
Very nice.
We good, y'all. Yeah, this thing pops up, and I already had the lightsaber out. Let's fucking go.
Oh. Yeah.
So for those watching, I rolled 5 successes and an advantage. Ronin rolled 1 success and 3 advantage. However, Lion just rolled a single success and 5 advantage. Let's fucking go, y'all.
Let's fucking go.
Gosh,
So
this is gonna be great. Yeah.
The way combat works here is, now that we've rolled initiative, we create slots for initiative. So because you rolled the most successes, there is a PC slot at the top. Either of you can take that in any given round. You're not locked into one person.
Oh, okay.
Narratively, it's whoever you feel would best suit it. After that, because we tied, I have more advantages, which means that the second slot will be the NPC slot. And then after that will be another PC slot. So, at this point, y'all have a PC slot and can choose which of you would like to act as this thing just rises, hulking over you, Odias.
Yeah, I think before it's even fully out of the ground, lightsaber.
Heck yeah. Love it. We're not going to count that towards your maneuvers or your actions. No. That is just free. Describe it to us. Tell us about it.
This hilt has been in her hand since we landed on the planet. For those of you watching at home, it is a bestial hilt. It is old. It is an ancient lightsaber. There's no way she made it herself. It but she carries it as if it is an extension of her being, and she just brings it up over her head, settles into a stance, and then goes into, as soon as she recognizes that it is a threat, goes into take it out at the knees.
Heck yeah. So for an action, you can attack. It's going to be your lightsaber skill.
Okay. And if I have a rank in lightsaber, what does that give me?
So the way it works is you have your ranks in lightsaber, and unless you have a different ability it's with, I think it statically
I roll presence. I roll presence.
With presence. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so what's your presence?
4.
Okay, cool. So you have 4 dice in your pool, and you have how many ranks in lightsaber?
1.
Great. So the higher number dictates how many green dice you roll, and then the lower number is how many of those dice get upgraded to yellow dice.
Oh, so I'd be rolling 2 yellow and 2 green?
Well, no, because you have 1 rank in lightsaber,
Yeah.
so you roll 3 green and 1 yellow.
Uh-huh.
And you will add 2 purple because the difficulty for melee attacks is purple.
Okay, hold on. No, I'm starting with 3 green and 1 yellow.
Yes.
Okay. So, just making sure that I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Good.
As a heads up to everyone watching, this is our first time doing combat, so there's going to be a little bit of double checking and making sure.
And you said 2 difficulty?
Yes, so 2 purple dice. It's better that we get this done now so that when they potentially end up face to face with the Jedi, everyone knows what's happening and they can just all go in on each other. It's going to be great.
I add a boost die to this because of duelist training, because I'm engaging 1 opponent.
Hell yeah.
Which, the blue is the boost
That's the
die?
light blue, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I say light blue, but it's the only blue die.
It's the only blue. Look, these dice are not necessarily color blind friendly, and I'm not color blind, but even I am like, colors.
Totally valid.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna take a swipe at the knees. Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
And I think everybody notices for the first time too that in the right hand is the lightsaber and the left hand has a matching gauntlet to the one that Ronin wears. Okay. All right, dice roller, don't fuck me.
Now you got this.
3 successes and an advantage.
What? That's so good. Okay, so what is the base damage on the lightsaber?
6.
6. Okay. Plus how many successes?
3 successes.
Whew. Okay. So that is a lot. That's 9.
9.
That is 9 points of damage. However, I'm checking something on my end as well for combat.
It has a breach of 1 and a sunder special ability.
We love to see it. 2 seconds. I'm just double checking some stuff. Let's see. So, breach ignores 1 armor or 10 soak. And what was the other one it has?
Sunder.
Sunder, right. Oh, Sunder's good. So you have... Oh. Okay. So you have advantages too, right? You have 1 advantage?
I have a single advantage, yeah.
Okay, so Sunder allows you to use your advantage to destroy items. So here's what I'm going to say happens if this is okay. So you swing at this thing's knee, and there is a moment as your blade meets it where there is just the barest bit of pushback. Usually, this goes through anything. But as it slides across this thing's leg, some of the dirt and greenery is burned away, and under it, you see more of that same metal, like the armor being worn. Now, I don't know how much Odias knows about Mandalorian armor.
Is it made of fucking Beskar?
There is, in fact, some sort of Beskar on here, yes.
I will call out to Bellator, Beskar!
And as you say that in push a little bit more force behind your swing, you manage to sunder through that bit in the leg. It burns, cracking, obviously weak with age, and a large portion of this thing's knee just burns away, crumbling, and it raises its clawed arms into the air as if shrieking, but everything is still silent until its fists come down, pounding the floor. And it is taking quite a bit of damage. Cool. Oh, no good. I mean, good for you. Okay, and you still have a maneuver if you'd like to try and move away from it. That's up to you. You are muted, I think.
I did mute myself. I would like to try and get out of its range if I can.
Yeah. It will probably be chasing after you. I don't know if you can get far enough away to avoid that, but you can make it work for it because its leg is definitely messed up.
Yeah. If I could have brought it to its knee to kind of like hamper its ability to chase me, that would have been the goal.
Not yet. That maybe with a triumph we could have gotten there. But it you clearly did some damage to this thing, and as you sort of so describe what it looks like when you move away. Is it like fluid? Is it what you tell me how it looks?
So I feel like because she's so close, she like with a backhanded swipe brings the lightsaber around, and then she just turns and walks.
I love that. Yeah, and
like,
there's no, please go ahead. You muted yourself again.
I keep muting and unmuting myself by accident. Okay. So like, yeah, it's just that turn, swipe with the knee, Beskar, keep going.
Hell yeah. Love that. And it so again, arms raised, claws to the shadowed sky, and then they come down. The ground shakes around you, but you are undeterred. Then it comes throwing itself at you. It tries to take a step, and its leg sort of falters. Its claws dig into the ground, and instead it flings the entirety of its body towards your back. Now, I am going to roll. So, do you have any defense?
I have
any
one.
Melee defense?
I have one.
Excellent. Okay, so I believe that means that there will be one setback die for me. So we're going to add that.
Okay. I have armored clothing that gives me a defense of 1 and ups my soak value so I can eat some damage, which I think is going to be necessary.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's just a giant
that's
monster
not
on Beskar armor.
Terrible. Okay, so before soak, you are going to take. Where did I have it here? There it is. 6 points of damage
Before the soak.
Before the soak, and then your soak.
I
will
take
reduce.
2 points of damage. Or no, I don't take any damage. I don't take any damage.
You have a soak of 6?
I have a soak of 7 because I have a base 3, and then my armored clothing gives me a soak of 4, so I don't take no damage.
Ooh.
I may have forgotten to add it on my sheet, but I promise it's there.
No, I believe you. I'm not doubting that at all. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I spent all my XP to up my stats, so I wouldn't take any damage, y'all.
Amazing.
Fair.
This is so good.
That is big fair.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. Why don't you describe how you avoid getting hit by this thing flinging itself at you?
I think it is simply as she literally just swiped down Beskar and just stepped forward and just kept going.
Just no, and walk.
No.
And it just flies by you, hitting the ground, tumbling, and sort of rolling back to its feet unsteadily. Ronin, that brings us to you.
So where are they now in relation to where I'm at?
I would say probably short range. So with a maneuver, you can engage.
I would gladly do that. And it's like a moment all that stuff happens, and then I'm immediately change levels, and I'm in a like a very low run. Um, as I'm booking it as fast as I can towards the big thing. Um, and at the same time, I'd like to use quick draw um, to um, call, not call, but pull out my lightsaber and activate it. Um, and the goal here, what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna essentially go for this thing's behind the knees.
Heck yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Look, when we share a brain cell, we share a brain cell.
I'm going for the back of the knees because
Hell yeah. Awesome.
if it's too high, I'm going for the Achilles.
You can go for either. You will have to do a little bit of a jump to get to the back of the knees, but you can do it. You're one with the
I'll do
Force,
the
and the
back of the
Force is
knees.
with you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Okay.
I do have Force sleep.
Excellent. Oh yeah. I mean, yes, you can absolutely just like get up to its knees. That's not even. You don't even have to roll for to use the Force for that. You can just do that. Yeah. So what you'll do is, similarly, you're gonna roll. You have like 3 ranks in lightsaber, right?
I have 3 ranks, yes,
And you use
and I'm using
agility.
agility.
So all your
as
dice
a-
are gonna be
a tower
yellow.
striker. Yeah,
There are there are no setback dice, but you do get 2 difficulties. So 2 purple dice are added. That's just the static. And if you have anything that gives you benefits, then we'll figure that out as well.
Yeah. Let's double check here.
Yeah.
I don't think I do in this moment. No.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm rolling my lightsaber check with 2 purple die. Yeah.
Yep.
Here we go. Two successes.
So that's 8. That's your base damage is 6, right? Because it's the basic.
Yep.
Great. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay.
And it is just it's very much it's the crouch into a low run, and I'm locked in. My eyes are open. You ever watch? If you ever see JJK when Gojo's running through this station, that's exactly the the vibe that's happening right now.
I love
And
that.
I'm locked in on the back of this thing's knees, and I jump up and I just hack at it.
Love that. And as your black blade sears through it, there is bits of dirt and vine that go flying everywhere, and under it you see more broken down, cracked, damaged Beskar sort of fall away. Under it, you see bits of bone and flesh. That's it. And that puts us back to the top of initiative, which means either of you can take a turn.
What on Mandalore is that?
No idea. Kill it.
It. We're both in melee. I don't. You just hit it. You can hit it again.
Oh, gladly. I'll take this. I'll take this turn then. So yeah, I'm going for another. I'm on one back of the knee, and I'm hacking at it until the leg comes off.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Love that. Go for it. Same rule as before. Love that.
What did we say?
Yeah,
Your
this goes-
Gojo to my
Oh!
enemy.
Yeah. Oh, 3 successes and 1 triumph.
A triumph. Okay.
Fuck yes.
We love to see it. Okay. So triumphs. Triumphs, I believe, make for criticals, right? You can
Yeah.
make a critical happen with a triumph.
And a lightsaber has a crit of 2.
Oh, we love that. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. So that is how many successes? 3 successes. 5. Oh my gods. Okay, so you hack at this thing's leg, and it takes you like 2 solid swings, but the entire leg ends up being severed, and falling. And as it does, it sort of crumbles. Bits of caked dirt falling away, brick and stone crumbling to nothing. And left behind are corpses. For a moment, they look fresh. And then, almost in real time, you watch as the flesh rots and falls away, decaying, leaving bone that itself falls to dust. And this thing collapses. And as it does, you see something inside of it bubbling. And you can see through the open wound in its leg, shadows swirling within and pulling itself, its limbs sucking inwards, all three of them, until it is this round ball of metal and foliage and dirt and stone. And then it begins to meld itself once more, taking a similar form, this time with a warped, twisted visage of a human face, far larger than any humans. Sharp teeth made of metal that you can assume is Beskar, jutting out from top and bottom. Arms and legs now bent at awkward angles, forcing it into an almost crab-like crawl, skitter, as it begins to sort of teeter for a moment and then skitter towards you, Ronin, mouth opening and attempting to close around you.
I would like to. I have dodge.
Yeah.
which I can do out of turn. I believe. Let me double check it. Yeah, it's an active. It's incidental out of turn.
Excellent.
Targeted by a combat check, ranged or melee, character may choose to immediately perform a dodge incidental to suffer a number of strain, then upgrade the difficulty of the combat check by that number.
Ooh. Okay. How many ranks do you have in dodge?
Just a one.
Okay, so you'll take one strain, and that will add one more difficulty to it. Love that. So that's 3 difficulty. Awesome. Do you have any defense?
I one range, one melee.
Awesome. So we'll add 1 die for that. Ooh.
I also have armored robes, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Aesthetically different.
Oh. We still have 2 successes. So, Ronin, describe what your dodge looks like.
It is a very almost like he's seeing what's gonna happen and he moves in the perfect direction to get out of the way. Or at least what he thinks is the perfect direction to get out of the way.
Love that. Okay. So you will be taking, before soak, 7 points of damage. As you try and pivot out of the way, and the vast majority of its maw misses you, but your arm gets clipped by these metal teeth. You manage to drag it out before it closes on them.
Now, question.
Yeah.
I also have parry, but I don't know if I can do both dodge and parry.
Let me double check. That is active when you suffer a hit. Yeah. Absolutely, you can.
Oh, lovely. Then I will do that.
Great. So, you take 3 strain.
Yep.
And you have how many ranks in parry?
Just the 1.
Okay, so you will reduce the damage by 3. That'll bring it down to 4, which I believe is your soak,
It's my
correct?
soak. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what? Scratch that. It is about to close its teeth on your arm. Why don't you tell me how it doesn't go the way that this thing works?
Ronin steps, or should I say Bellator, steps to the side, but I think he notices his arm is still about to be clipped. And so what he does is he turns off the lightsaber and turns it to the side, and with almost the bottom of it hits the side of this thing to in the perfect way to throw it off course.
Hell yeah, I love that. And yeah, it just
Bellator for nothing.
stumbles. Which I believe also takes us to you.
It's me. So it is okay. So it is fully reformed, still showing signs of damage, or
yeah. It is
Okay.
It is noticeably smaller.
Okay, so instead of 15 feet tall, it's 10.
Yeah, it's like 7 or 8, honestly, and most of it is mouth. It's almost exclusively like human face, mouth, real awkward limbs.
I think I'm going to watch Bellator smack it out of the way and go, I think those teeth would look nice hanging above my bed. And I would like to swing up and put my lightsaber through its neck, like here.
Hell yeah, I dig that. All right, yeah. So,
and I get to add a boost die because duelist training. And then 1 yellow, 3 green, 2 purple.
2 purple.
Trying to think if there's anything else I can do to make this go better. No.
No, I think it's going pretty well.
Oh, nice.
3 successes and an advantage.
Okay.
So that it would be 9 more damage.
Describe in what way you neutralize this thing.
I think she literally like has spun out of the way and it rolled past her, reformed, and she got up behind it. And as Bellator knocks its neck to the side, she just takes her lightsaber, has turned it off, and then puts it up against the neck and turns it back on and pushes forward. And the blade is like a couple inches from Bellator's face. And then she just turns it back on again. And the head just like tips back.
So as the head tips back, the maw opens again, impossibly wide, and as it does, you both hear the screams of thousands of voices in utter terror, and then nothing as this thing collapses to the ground, most of it falling to ash, except for that helmet that you saw initially. And beside it, a shoulder patch bearing the same symbol that you had seen earlier, Ronin, that you recognize as your family crest.
I think this time I do rush over to it, still sheathing my sword, because it seems as if the danger's past now. At least I hope it has.
Odias keeps hers lit and is just like twirling around looking for more plant monsters.
And I will try to lift the helmet up.
Sure. You lift it up. It's dirty. It's seen better days, but it is still in one piece.
Pick up the shoulder pad next and look at it. Odias, this is... I believe Ronin would have showed you his... You would have at least seen his pendant that his dad gave him, and he'd probably told you about it. And it's the same symbol, and he looks at it and he's like, "This is my family's crest."
Is that helmet anyone you knew?
I never knew the Mandalorians. I was taken from the planet when I was young. Only ones I knew were my parents.
All right.
This must be someone in my family line, at least.
Mandalorians have clans, yes?
Yeah.
Who knows how old it is? The Beskar could be useful.
We could fashion it and attach it to our armor. Make armor out of it as much as we can.
Make us even harder to hit.
Harder to kill.
Are you okay to carry on?
Yeah.
As you say that,
No. There it is.
Ronin, you hear just behind your ear, more gifts for the worthy, if you can claim them.
That's not the mentor, is it?
No.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
I did not.
More gifts for the worthy, if you can claim it.
As Ronin says that, Odias, you don't hear that. You're too busy hearing what's being said to you.
You're very quiet.
You don't hear what Ronin's saying. You're too busy processing what you hear, which is the same voice going, the solution to your weakness, if you'll take it, or you'll die here. Maybe by my hand, perhaps by his.
The solution to my weakness can be found here. But I could die if I don't take it. Sure. I think you definitely see Odias is not listening and is just like looking towards whichever ear was whispered in. Sorry. He had words for me too. What did you say?
Something about there are more gifts for the worthy, if you can claim it.
Well, apparently I have a weakness and there's a solution here for it. And if I don't take it, or if I do take it, you could kill me. It could kill me. Feeling very threatened right now.
You don't have to worry about that. I don't think I'd kill you.
I mean, I don't think we could kill each other. I think we're so evenly matched.
It'd be a tough fight.
It would be a very tough fight.
Yeah. It'd come down to luck, quite honestly.
Truly. Like a dice roll.
Well, you got that thing where you can stop people, so I'm not sure.
I have the thing. But you are strong with the force, so you could resist it. And I think we're just chattering and like how we would kill each other, like as we keep walking. And we to be clear,
would go to you in your sleep, quite honestly.
Well, you know, Maury doesn't sleep when I do, so
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I keep him. We have taken all the Beskar lion, all of it.
So the only Beskar that you've seen so far that you've been able to claim is the helmet and that shoulder piece.
The
That
teethies
thing's
and the
teeth.
bits.
That's gone.
All
Lovely.
gone.
Oh, got it.
So just the helmet and the shoulder piece.
Eldering
Shoulder piece.
helmet and shoulder piece.
So you continue moving forward. And eventually you find yourselves moving to what seemed to be the end of whatever this was, as denoted by these giant pieces of what seemed to be foundational metal that have held up at one point probably large walls. But the walls are fallen and really very little of them remain, claimed by time. But you can tell that this is the boundary of this place. Bellator, you feel as though you're leaving something behind here. Nothing specific, just it's like leaving home. I don't know if you've ever felt that before, but you are here.
I want to come back here one day.
Yes, it's
Or
been
at least
quite
I
fun.
will. Something about this place, I don't know. Right now, I want to focus on what we need to focus on, but it feels.
And so,
close to home.
so you continue your walk.
Can't hear you.
And so you continue your walk. I have to stop doing that. I'm terribly sorry. So you continue your walk. About an hour in, Bellator, your comm goes off. Well, not your comm, but a comm goes off at your belt. Assuming you left it on, I can't imagine you turn it off.
Yeah.
Now, you've heard plenty of things through here in the time since you've taken it. It's constantly going off, but you've managed to tune it out for the most part. But this time it's important because this time what you hear is they've landed. They're here. Let's get this finished quickly, please.
Well, now we are on a timer.
On the way, this would be a good time to bring this up, I think, because we're just walking now, and this reminded me. As we're sort of walking, I'll look at Odias and I'll go, it's about my vision that I had.
Yes.
Four figure that I saw, we can assume to be whatever Jedi are coming at us, correct?
2 masters, 2 Padawans.
Something I left out telling you, because at the moment I couldn't quite make sense of it. And honestly, I wanted to focus on what we were doing at the time, but seeing as how we got some land in front of us and a ways to walk. I've been mulling it over, this. I think that could work to our advantage that I saw. 4 of them, only one of them was filled with brightness. There was one who was bright, but I could see the dark trying to creep its way in, or trying to be pushed out. I couldn't quite tell. And there was another that was, well, equal in both the light and the dark. And there was the last one was confused, it seems.
I think you told me once that I was dark, pushing light out. Huh. Intriguing. I think we can use these. If we ever find ourselves in their company, we know which pressure points to push. You and I are not completely dark, but we can pull them one way or another.
Get them to see our point of view.
I do so love hiding in plain sight.
It is very, very nice.
Hmm.
I knew they'd find us eventually, but I was hoping to get a little bit more time out of it.
We weren't exactly subtle, but we did not leave much of path for them to follow either. So I'm sure the professor left notes somewhere about the moon and they will follow here, but perhaps we will be gone before they find us.
And maybe they'll have to fight that thing too. And maybe they'll take him out. But I doubt it.
Maybe. And she will direct this to the air around them. Maybe the one who controls this place will be offended that 4 Jedi are setting foot on its moon.
No response, no reaction from the land around you.
Just keeping it updated. I'm a polite guest.
All right, let us continue.
Even before you see it, you know that you've reached your goal. The already thick and damp air is thicker here. And once again, you fight to fill your lungs. But doing so, you feel this surge of darkness run through you, reinvigorating you the way it did when you first arrived. In this moment, you feel closer to your goal than you ever have before. You can feel the power that this place offers. Passing through thick, blackened vines and oversized foliage, you see it finally. A towering, multi-tiered, trapezoidal mirrored fortress. Before you, a single road leading to what looked like once a circular bastion, now collapsed into rubble with remnants of spike and cannons that have long since been reduced to slag or otherwise fallen to disrepair. On either side of this massive tomb stand a pair of ebony black monoliths that have curved inwards at their peaks, now looking like talons or perhaps claws. Each is surrounded by jagged iron outcroppings that jut towards the entrance, as though the land itself is mustering whatever force it can to try and claw itself free from, or maybe into, this place. And as you stand before it, feeling the promise of what's inside, feeling the driving urge that burns at your hip, Odias, hearing the echoing promise of power and gift, Ronin, I think this is where we're going to end today's session. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here and being a part of this. This was absolutely phenomenal, and I appreciate the hell out of y'all. Thank you to our wonderful chat for being here and being a part of this as well. We're always happy to see y'all. But before we go, let's take a moment so you can remind everyone who you are, where they can find you, what you're up to, and all that fun stuff. Cass, let's go in backwards order this time.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Cassidy, better known as Yoda or Yoda Almighty. So so much lore. Also, we get to fight things, and that was real fun.
Y'all are
Yeah.
hyenas.
Did you just say we are a mess?
You're a menace. Menace.
Menace.
I mean,
both, right?
Both are
But-
true.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
are objectively true. Anyway, you can see me back on your screens over on Lost Caravan this week on Halloween. I am going to be guesting on the final season of Delta Green over there. I'm coming in. I'm going to be another menace.
It's almost like
And
there's
then-
a pattern.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about. And then on Saturday for Extra Life Weekend, I will be over on Live from the Apocalypse. We are raising money for Extra Life, and I will be playing a Thirsty Sword Lesbians game called The Magic of Herons. We are heisting. We are heisting. We're doing a jailbreak. I am playing a elven domestic terrorist. Don't worry about it.
I love that so much. That's so good. Perfect.
Yep.
Immaculate vibes. Go
Right,
do that. Go support that for sure.
Right. Yeah. And then the following Thursday, I will be over on Entropy Emporium for God Complex. It is our Girl by Moonlight campaign. We are piloting the husks of dead gods to kill space kaiju. I am officially a cannibal in that game now. Don't worry about it.
Choices were made.
Yeah, and then of course back here on the 9th and the 10th, I will be over on Singularity for Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, our City of Mist campaign. And then the 14th, Redacted is back. David Lynch's 72 is back on Live from the Apocalypse. We got ghosts in our brains. And now we've managed to split a couple of the... I have 2 bodies. I have 4 characters I'm running, and there are 2 in each body. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's me. That's me.
Extell.
Hello everybody. I'm Extell. You can find me at Extell the King on all socials. Let's see. You can catch me here for this. Every other week. You should also check out the Jedi table, which is gonna be the week that we're not doing this. So you check them out because it's a good time too. You can catch me. Oh gosh, see, there's a lot of stuff that I am in, right, that I don't know if I could talk about yet. So there's the problem.
Yeah.
So bear with me because sometimes I forget which things I can and which things I can't. However, one thing that I know that I can is that you can catch me on All Our Faults on TTN for the podcast of our Monster Hearts playthrough. It's a great time, and I play the werewolf skin, and it's nice. It's a good time. Solomon, his name is Solomon Fisher, and he is a troubled wolf guy who has been through a lot so far. You should check it out. It's a good podcast. Again, drawing a blank on what I can and cannot talk about. So for any other of my projects, for APs and whatnot, just follow me on the socials and I'll keep you updated. Another thing is that I have games to join on Start Playing .games. I have a vampire game that's going to be starting up soon, couple weeks-ish. Have 3 more spots available to join though, so feel free to hop in there if you'd like to. Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And what else? Oh, I have a werewolf game also that are Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern. So you can join that too. That one has no players so far, so fill out the table. Bring your friends. It'll be a great time. And let's see. There's a lot of stuff going on. Follow me on socials. You'll find it out. because I'll get it together one day and have like a list of stuff one day that I can just
Right.
run off at y'all. But I usually go off the top of the brain because I always forget to make the list. So forgive me.
I have the calendar, and that's the only way I keep shit.
Yeah. I have a sticky note for when I have like a bunch of projects that I just keep right there.
I need to start doing that because it's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
You can also catch me on Ain't Got Crit for Philly by Night, which is a good time. I'm at the Camarilla table. I play the sheriff of the Cam in Philly, and it's a good time. And we just went through a lot of stuff, and it's okay, maybe. I don't know. There's Garu running around. There's explosions. I don't know. You got to check it out.
Okay.
It doesn't, and I'm the sheriff, and I have to handle it. Okay, it's stressful.
It's rough, bud.
La Sombra though, which is fun. But yeah, that's me.
Sombra.
Yeah.
If you're interested in joining any of Extell's games, which you should, by the way, you'd be crazy not to, you can find the link in the Twitch chat now. You can also find it over in our Discord, where you can see all of the amazing stuff that all of our casts are doing at any given time. It's super cool. Go support them. It's great. Also, before I get too far off of it, please go play an X's game. X is the best World of Darkness GM that I have ever had the pleasure of sharing a table with. Go do it. You will not be disappointed. Hey, y'all. It's Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I am the creative director for Tales from the Table Studios. And you can find me on Twitter at the Lion Knight 42. I just changed everything else, so it's hard to remember sometimes. But you can find me at the Lion Knight 42 and at It's Drake Lionheart on all other socials everywhere else, because we're branding's a thing and we're trying to make it work. To that end, you can also find me at TFTT Studios everywhere on the internet, except for here where it's Tales from the Table Studios, because it's the only place where it all fits. It's fine. We love it. It works. I'll be back next week as your Tale Slinger as we sit down with our Jedi table for some wonderful murder mystery fun before coming back here in 2 weeks to see what the temple holds in store for these wonderful non-Jedi persons who seem to be intent on carving their own way, even when fate and destiny perhaps has other ideas. It's been a great time. It's going to keep being a great time.
What about us says that we're going to be listening to old dead men? Like...
All right, Grandpa, you're dead. Anyway.
See, I think this is a great opportunity to also point out the duality of these tables. Because on the other table, they just radicalized a cop, and now on this table, we're talking about how it doesn't make sense to just follow in the memory of a bunch of old dead dudes. Like this is good. We're accidentally making some great commentary, and I'm so here for it.
Look, I did not train as a Middle Eastern historian for nothing. Okay.
Valid.
His knowledge is our tool for our success, not his.
Yes.
He He's already dead. He's already dead. I don't know what you want from me.
That's so good.
We hate parents and grandparents living vicariously. You lived. Our turn.
Yep. Now, as I mentioned at the top of the episode, it's going to get real interesting because today, as we close out our episode, the Force is unbalanced. We'll have it updated for next time, but as we end with 5 dark side and 3 light side.
Yeah, we do.
We'll have to see how that goes. So tune in next week for the next episode of Path of the Fates to see how our Jedi fare in catching.
And hey guys, go vote. Go vote.
Go vote. Vote. Do the thing.
Please.
It's important.
If you want to not live under old men, go vote.
Facts. Go vote. Vote
Thanks.
because...
Go vote.
Yes. Vote because fuck conservatives. Vote because fuck genocide. Vote because gods damn we need to vote. Please don't forget. Make it a priority. The future of our country is at stake. The future of people is at stake, really. So let's do something about it.
Yep.
Until next time, remember to take care of yourself. Eat enough food. Drink enough water. Do the things you gotta do. Love yourself. Vote. That's an important part of it. And always remember to tell your tales. We love you. See you soon.